Okay, so welcome back. You might remember this block from one of our previous videos. Today we're going to look at how we can use this block with the pattern and mirror features to create a larger block. We're going to look at a 4x2 block. So, the first thing I need to do is actually delete the shell from previous. So I'm just going to click on the shell from the model tree here, right click and select delete and press OK. So we've now just got a solid block. What I'm going to first of all do is do something called a pattern. So I'm going to recreate the block 4 times. To make it slightly easier, I need to select both of these, so extrude 1 and extrude 2. So I just held down the shift key and we're going to click this button here, which is called group. And that's now put both the extrudes together as one, which will now allow me to use the pattern feature on the top here. So I'm going to click on pattern and select pattern type. We want to do it in a direction, and I'm going to click the plane here, which is the right one. So I'm going to click on the right. I'm going to type in, we'll do 2 to start with, and I can show you how we can change it. And my spacing is 50 because that's the width of the block. So there we go, we've got our block. And if I spin it over and was to shell it again, so click the bottom on there, change it back to 5 like we had before. I've now created 2 blocks, or a 2x1. If I want to edit that and want to turn it into a 4x1, it's really simple. We go to the pattern, you'll notice these options come up. I've just left clicked on it and I click this one, it's called edit definition, and instead of 2 I'm going to change that number to 4. So now I get 4. So I've got a 4x1. We could pattern it and do a 4x2 that way, but one of the other things we can do is we can do something called a mirror. So I click on the whole block, I click the mirror button up here, and then I click the surface I want to mirror it on. So if I clicked down here, I'd end up with an 8 block. If I click here, I end up with that 4x2. And all I do is press OK. And what we should get is a block there. There's one little thing we need to change. We don't want this middle bit down the bottom there. So if I go to the shell, I should be able to drag that below the mirror and remove it. And that's it. So into isometric. I'll put it into perspective. We can go back into Render Studio if we want, and we can have a look at doing that in a metallic spray paint. So appearances, spray paint was already selected, so I'll select the red one, click the block, click OK, and we can then leave that to render. Now that I've shown you how to create a 4x2 block, in our next video we'll look at doing some assembly, so putting some blocks together. What it would be helpful to do, if I just come out and do that, close that, this is still called block. So I'm going to go File, Save As, Save a Copy, and I can call it 4x2 block. So I've now got a 4x2 block. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.